Good morning. I wanted to talk a little bit about a class I attended recently. It's a new Mass State disclosure that will be coming out effective in October. And it basically involves home inspections. So in the past, I don't know if you remember back when COVID was happening, housing was crazy. The interest rates were really low. People were buying anything on the market, and they were doing so without a home inspection. And when people do that, there's a risk of, having things show up that you weren't prepared for, that you didn't take into account when you're making your offer. So the new disclosure is going to require that everybody understand that they can have a home inspection, which we already do have a disclosure for that, but also that the decision by the seller cannot be based on whether you choose to have a home inspection or not. You can still choose not to do one if that's your choice, but that is not part of the offer, and the seller will not know that until after the offer is accepted. So some of those things, there are some exceptions. So if you're transferring a property to a relative, or if it's in an estate that's being transferred person to person, that will not come into effect. Even if the house is being flipped and you're going down to the foundation and rebuilding it, it still needs to be disclosed. Also, full guts are not exempt, and the only things that are would be like a new build, where you're dealing with the actual builder on things like that. So it just grants the buyers the ability to do a home inspection without their offer being considered based on that. So the seller will not know that going in, and if it's a gut job and the whole house is being torn down except for the foundation, then the buyer doesn't have to do a home inspection, but they are entitled to do that, and that's what the new disclosure is going to entail. So that will be starting in October. I always urge my buyers to do home inspections just for their own peace of mind and knowing what you're getting into. So this is just a reiteration of that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. There are some exceptions. We can talk about those. And it's totally up to the seller still to decide to do an inspection, to decide that it's being sold as is. If you have an older home and you're not going to be doing any of the repairs, you can still do that. You just have to understand that the buyers are going to have a home inspection for their own informational purposes. Have a great week, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the weather.